Hi, guys. So I just wanted to come on and to discuss the interview between Drew Sidora and Carlos King. And of course, he asked her all the questions surrounding the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? All the things we want to know about. Because in a recent episode, her soon to be ex husband or her husband, it almost sounds like I don't know, I won't get into that because I need to watch the interview again before I say that. But, they are going through a divorce, and he was on a recent episode having dinner with Shamea and Portia, and of course he put it out there that he felt like not Shamea, that Drew had an affair with Ty Young, and Ty Young was the fiance of Mimi Foss, and I believe she herself was on maybe 2 or 3 seasons of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And so she was also, Ty herself was also recently asked by Scoop B about the whole affair, since Ralph put it out there that he believed that. But the way Drew was explaining is she's saying that he's using that in the divorce proceedings. So that's why he's putting that out there. He's trying to say that he really believed that. But when you listen to the interview, she finally kind of says that there was flirting and that there were conversations, and that's not necessarily cheating, but it's possible that she was spending time with Ty, right? Without things becoming romantic, physical, I should say, not necessarily romantic, but physical, right? There was, because she clearly states that there was no physical relationship, and that it was just flirting, and it was just a way for her to not deal with what she was going through with Ralph. That's how she worded it. But right now, I'm gonna let you guys listen to Ty real quick and how she explains it as a friendship, and then I'll see you guys on the other side.
Reading, and apparently, there were rumors that both you and Drew Sidora were more than just friends. That being said, now you're on Basketball Wives. Lee, what's true? What's false? I hear that all the ladies love you. What's going on?
All the ladies do love me, right? Ming Lee was my girl for almost 9 months. Prior to that, I was single for some years. My relationship before Ming Lee, I was in for almost 8 years. Drew is a good friend. Drew is a good person. So things have been said and done, but I would never speak ill on Drew. I just don't believe in that. And that's just what it is. That's just where it is. You get into relationships where, some friendships are kind of like frowned upon, and you want to respect, the relationship that you're in. But at the end of the day, like who I am, I like to show up for my friends. I like to show up for my people.
That's your answer.
That's my answer.
Ming Lee is the homie. She and I go back quite some few years. Drew Sidora, I first paid attention to her on the show The Game. She was fly on the show.
And I've seen, it's crazy because I've seen people speak about that all the time, but I've never watched that show.
Really?
You know, I didn't meet Drew until like 2 years ago. Was my first time even meeting her and know who she was.
It's
But
crazy.
one thing see that I hate is that what my ex kind of put out there was that I cheated on her with Drew. I didn't even know Drew when I was with Mimi.
Hmm.
And we never publicly announced our breakup for the third time. Which, like, I just hate that narrative, that's just still lingering and going around like, oh, she cheated on Mimi with Drew. Like, that never happened.
So yeah, you can hear Ty's point of view on their relationship. She pretty much just said that they were good friends. Um, I believe them. I don't. If they're saying that they were not in a relationship, I don't have any reason not to believe them. That's just how I feel about it. But I see what Drew is saying as well. He need to have something to say about her when they are in front of the judge, right? So saying that she was having an affair while they're still married is kind of one of those things. Um, Also, she talked about Brittany. She talked about Shamea and Portia, which was very interesting, um, because she was saying that Shamea was saying a lot of stuff to her off, I guess, kind of off air, about the whole relationship with Portia. And like I was stating in my other video, it just felt like something was already going on between them, and they just kept calling each other best friend, right? When the truth of the matter is they're really not. They're childhood friends, they're associates. And that's how it really feels now, listening to some of the stuff Drew was saying, because she was saying Shamia was kind of, you know, saying certain things about what was going on. And then Shamia was also in an interview recently, and she was saying something about something happened between Portia and her mother. And of course, we don't know what that entails or what that was about. But Portia then posted something about don't speak on her mother. She going down the wrong road. So and it came off kind of threatening, right? So I don't know where all of this stuff is going to go for this reunion. I definitely think those two are going to have it out. Because I do agree with Drew. If Shamia really have issues with Portia, she need to really say that, and don't allow Portia to use this fake, image of BFFing or we're best friends when you guys are not, right? Because it's kind of clear that they're not. Like I stated, I feel like maybe they were childhood friends, and somewhere along the way they grew apart, and they just still know each other, right? They're both still here in Atlanta, um, and doing well, what have you. Portia was saying that she always wanted Shamea to do the show, and that she don't have an issue with her having a peach on the show. And so that's not the conversation, because some people feel like maybe Portia's jealous because Shamea is there, and she have the life that Portia want. However, I don't. What's for Portia is for Portia, and I don't think Portia have a bad life. Number one, for her to be worried about what somebody else got, I'm just saying, and so I don't believe that. And that's just my opinion about that. And then even Shamia was saying that that's not it. I just think they grew apart, and if when you start letting all these other people in your relationship with all the he said, she said, and they said, and it starts to wear on your relationship, because you don't know if you can trust the person, right? Or if they're just there to gather information, right? They're just holding on to you so they can keep up with whatever you got going on or whatever. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all of that? The whole what she had to say about Portia and Shamila. If you guys watched the interview, and then she was saying that she didn't think Brittany was good for the show. There's some stuff out here about Brittany right now, which I'm not going to get into, but yeah, I don't know about Brittany. And like I was saying in I'm not trying to be mean either. Kelly either. I would much rather have Kenya and Sheree there than these people. And that's not personal. I feel like it doesn't make sense for us to hear all this stuff about Kelly getting divorced and we don't even know her husband. Oh, and that was the other thing that Drew was talking about as well, how she's given her life. She's given her real life, and a lot of people are not. Like, a lot of people are not bringing their husbands on the show and, living real life in front of the camera. And so I thought that was interesting that she said that out loud. I guess she's kind of saying maybe because Shamea was saying her husband don't really want to do the show. But outside of that show, we see Shamea's husband, right? They actually do share, occasions and photos and stuff on her Instagram. So we do have a feel for Gerald. I don't know who the hell Kelly is married to, child. And not that I care, but I'm just saying it looks weird that you guys are on here talking about y'all married and we don't know who you're married to. And it's just not, we might as well have the single girls on here, right? But that's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all thought about the interview in the comments. I feel like I'm forgetting something because she kind of touched on a lot of things. I thought it was a pretty good interview. If you guys thought so as well, let me know. in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video.